Hello friends, welcome back. Today in this video we are going to talk about routing information protocol. Routing information protocol is a dynamic routing protocol which uses hop count as a routing metric to find the best path between the source and the destination network. So what is hop count? Hop count is the number of routers between the source and the destination network. The path which has got the lowest hop count is considered the best route to reach the network. And that's why we place that in the routing table. But in case if the hop count goes beyond 15, for example, we say, okay, the hop count is 16, then we say that the network is unreachable. It is a distance vector routing protocol and it has an administrative value 120 and it works on the application layer of OSI model. Here are few differences that we captured for version 1 and version 2. So firstly, routing information protocol with version 1. This consists of a classful addressing, but in case of version 2, it is classless. So that means in classful addressing, you will not have the capability for VLSM. That is, you cannot have variable length subnet mask. Okay, but in case of classless, it will let you to advertise the subnet mask. That is, you will be able to um, um, perform the variable length subnet mask, okay, which is also called as CIDR, which is nothing but classless inter-domain routing. Okay, that is CIDR. Okay, and the second update over here we see for version 1 is it is having automatic summarization to the class boundary. That is, we know that there are 5 classes and that's going to just automatically summarize that to those 5 classes in case of RIP version 1. But here we have manual summarization and we can do that on an interfaces basis. Okay, the next point here talks about network mask is not included in advertisement, but in case of version 2, you have the ability to include the network mask in advertisement. So advertisement use broadcast destination address, which is 255.255.255.255. In case of version 2, you have reverse multicast destination, and that's going to be 224.0.0.9. In case of version 1, there is no authentication support, but in case of version 2, you have 2 types of authentication methods using clear text and MD5. Let's learn in more details with the configuration and the lab. Okay, so we have taken 3 routers with different subnet over here. Okay, so we have the first router with 192.168.1.0 with dot 1 and dot 2 allocated on this PC, and default gateway is going to be this particular IP address which is on this port. Similarly, we do the same and allocate the IP address, and at the moment I have already configured the IP address for the PC and for all the routers. Okay, and we will verify that very soon. And on the second router, I have configured IP address for the subnet 10.10.0.0 with dot 1 over here and dot 2 on this PC with default gateway of this particular IP address on this port. Similarly, on your router 3, there is 20.0.0.0 and dot 1 is allocated for this port and dot 2 allocated on this port here. Sorry, this is dot two. Okay. All right. And default gateway is 20.0.0.1. Okay, so these routers are connected to each other using serial interface. Okay, and this has got a different subnet again. So this is 10.0.1.0 with dot 1 over here and dot 2 on this port. Okay, similarly on this router we have 20.0.1.0 with dot 1 for this port and dot 2 on this port. So at the moment I have configured all the IP address, and let's verify the same. Okay, this is yeah, dot 2 here. That's right. The dot 1 and this is dot 2. Sorry, let me just correct that. Yes, so this is just the IP address for this port. So 192.168.1.1, the default gateway over here. All right, so now let's see the configurations that we already have, and I've configured all the interface. Okay, so just go to one of the router and check show IP interface brief. You can see that I have configured the serial interface and it's up, and this port over here fast ethernet 0/0 is also configured. Similarly, the same on this router. I just need to check the IP address. So you can see show IP interface brief. So you can see there are two serial port which is configured here. Yeah, and this port over here connected to this switch is also configured, and that's fast ethernet 0/0 is configured. Yeah, so you can see it's configured towards the switch. Okay, let's look at this router 3. Show IP interface brief. So if there are 1 and 2 port, so we can see 1 and the second port is configured. Okay, but now in order for me to reach from PC2 to PC3, we have to configure routing information protocol. The reason is because they are all in a different subnet. So this router over here is not aware about the networks over here. So it needs to learn about its neighbors. So hence we need to configure RIP on each of these routers so that they are aware about its neighboring router, and those routes are advertised in the routing table for all the three routers. So let's go ahead and configure RIP on each of the router. So let's go to our router 1. Okay, so we'll say router RIP version 2, since it can help in allocating the classless IP addressing. Okay, and you can say network. You need to give the directly connected network here. Okay, so here we see 192.168.1.0, and one more network that we see is 192. Oh, sorry, we got 10, the one that you see here. Okay, so 10.0.1.0, and say no auto summary. Okay, and just exit. And we have to go to this router here. So on this router, you need to allocate the IP address. Okay, so we say config router RIP with version 2 to let the classless address. Okay, and network 10, this network you see, this and this network. So what's that? 10.10.0.0 and one more network 20.0. What do we see here? 1.0. Yeah, so 1.0 no auto summary so that we can have classless IP address exit. Similarly, let's allocate RIP on the last router. So config router RIP version 2, and let's see the directly connected network. So we got 20.0.0.0 network, and there's one more here, 20.1. Sorry, 20.0.1.0. Okay. Mm, so you see 20.0.1.0. Do not forget to give no auto summary. Exit. Okay, so now we have configured RIP on all the three routers. Let's go ahead and verify its routing table. So go to router, show IP route. You can see that there are 1 and 2 network connected directly. So you can see one and this the other one connected directly, and you can see that there are other three routes which is advertised already here. Yeah, so you can see 10.10.10.0 network. Okay, which is this network advertised via 1.2. Okay, 1.2. Oh, yeah, it is here. And you can see 20.0.0.0. So this network is advertised in this routing table. Yeah, this one. And of course, this is your next port, right? So it is in order to reach this network, this router needs to go to this port. So it is via 10.0.1.2. Okay, and it is also learned about 20.0.1.0, which is this IP address. So it has learned about this one, and this one. Okay, and of course, all those three are learned via 1.2 IP address. That's what we see here. Similarly, let's verify on this routing table. So show IP route. You can see they have 1, 2, and 3 directly connected, 1, 2, and 3, and it has learned about its neighbors. That is, it has learned about this IP address, which is 192 IP address, and it has also learned about 20.0.0, which is this IP address. Let's check on this router, show IP route. Okay, so it has got 1 and 2 directly connected, and you can see them with the notation C, and it has learned about this IP address and also this and this one. Okay, yeah, so you can see 1 and 2 and 3, which is nothing but this one this one, and this one. Okay, so this is what this router has learned. And this router will learn about this this network, and this network. Okay, when we are checking on the routing table on this router, it will learn about this IP address and this IP address here. So this is already directly connected. Yeah, this is already directly connected. So it will be notated with C and this will be notated with R. Okay. All right. So now let's go ahead and check if you can reach the destination PC3 from PC2. So let's go to one of the PC and try to ping this router. So we will try to ping this PC over here and see what happens. So ping 20.0.0.2. There we go. So you're able to reach this router. Okay, I'm sorry. You can reach this PC, which is on your router 3. Okay, so even if you want to reach this laptop, you can still reach. You can just verify the same. Ping 10.10.0.2, isn't it? Yeah, this is the IP address. Yeah, it's pinging. You're able to reach any of the IP address because you have them configured in your routing table. Okay, friends, this completes the lab on RIP, which is the Routing Information Protocol. I wish this video has been helpful to you all. Please don't forget to like and subscribe. I see you in the next video. Till then, stay tuned.